Hello friends, it's Lisa. It is Saturday, January 11th, 2025, and I woke up a little early today because there was a weird noise outside my apartment. And so I did my little morning things, and then I've been planning my day. So today, this morning, my plan, I can just show you. This morning, I have a few readings to do before the gym, and then after the gym I have lunch, and then I'm working on my empirical paper with my friend Guillerme. We're not working on the same paper, we're just working together. And then I blocked out some time to finish the history reading, and then I'm working on some of my surveys. And I'll tell you about this and this now. My first task of the morning is reviewing some of the academic history papers I read last spring, which is officially my first time sitting down to prepare for my oral exams in May and June. And the way I'm doing that is I have my papers on my iPad, and I'm going to re-skim them and take notes in my little notebook. So right now it's 6:05. I'm going to start on this and I will update you later. So it is almost 10 and I did my reading. The readings were Ingerman and Sokolov, 2002, and Timoglu, Johnson Robinson, 2001, the really famous paper that got those authors Nobel Prize last year. And the theme is like institutions and shaping modern growth. So the papers argued that like either institutions through like settler mortality or institutions through like initial conditions like climate and geography, like all these factors affect growth, and they both do like instrumental variables approach, and they come to similar conclusions, just slightly different motivations for where the growth comes from. Anyway, now I'm going to the gym. I'm doing SBD, but focusing on D, so primary deadlift day. And then it's my quaternary bench and my tertiary squat. So I'm really excited. Let's go. So I'm doing a voiceover, and I'm filming horizontally in the gym. This is interesting. So I just have a couple clips from my lift because I was too shy to actually film myself talking in the gym. I think I'm not there yet. This was my deadlift back down. So I did 260 pounds for 3. It was pretty good, pretty light. So I'm optimistic that I can move up when I inevitably max out next week. And then this is my bench. I'm sorry this isn't the best angle. I am still experimenting with what looks good, but a little bit of a shaky off the rack, but good set of 115 for 3 sets. And after that I did some squats. I did the tempo squat, like 3 second down, 2 second pause squat. And I put the bar a little too low, so this is like not ideal, but I do a low bar squat. I put my feet shoulders width apart a little bit more, and I try to go down as low as I can so that my hip crease goes below parallel, like you're supposed to for powerlifting. I'm experimenting with cues that keep my back straight as I go up. I'm not sure how I feel about the one I'm doing right now, which is head back. But yeah, this was supposed to be RPE 7.5, and I think it was, hopefully. So this was my SBD workout. I also did one accessory, which was incline bench. Okay, I'm back from the gym. I got some poke. I have a little bit of downtime before I go work on my empirical paper with Guillerme, and I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna eat this right now, and then I'll tell you about my empirical paper. It's 5 p.m. I just came back from working on my empirical paper with Guillerme, In my program, the empirical paper is a requirement to complete before the end of your third year. But basically you could take a class to submit like a lower stakes version of the paper, which I did, so it's due at the end of January. So my paper is on the topic of the serf liberation in Imperial Russia, which happened in 1861. So before the liberation, serfs worked on plots of land that were owned by some noble person, and they had to like pay them like a tithe, kind of, in kind and in money. So the serfs weren't really free, they were like kind of bound to the land that they lived on. And this was like called the Great Backwardness of Russia. And then after the liberation, so the land that serfs worked on was collected by the government and then redistributed back to the serfs, but except the serfs now had to pay for that land, but at least now they were free and they were owners of that land. So these plots were generally not the same plots that they had had before, and they were generally smaller and worse quality. So my project looks at serf behavior after serf liberation. There's two hypotheses as to what happened to serfs. Either they became more productive because they were now owners of their own land, and even though they had to pay for it, they were more resilient and more happy to work on their own land, so they were more productive. Or the opposite, they were relegated to smaller plots of land that were worse quality, so they worked worse. And then I test these two hypotheses against each other, and I do like a cute little trick to evaluate them. And I think the former of the hypotheses that I mentioned is the correct one, that the serfs are actually more motivated to do more agricultural work on their new plots of land, which is a little crazy if you know a little bit of the history, but it explains the trend in agricultural productivity, which is what I'm looking at. But yeah, I have a little bit more reading to do today and some work on my surveys, which I'll show you later. But for now, I'm gonna play my guitar, and if you're lucky, maybe I'll include a little clip of me playing guitar very badly. Okay, in a turn of events, I am too tired to do anything else today. So even though it is like 7 p.m., I'm going to get ready for bed, and I'll do the surveys another time. I'll catch you next time. Bye.